Swamiji to kindly make his remarks.
Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vansharshibhyo Mahatbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvo Vaplavarahitah Pragnana Ghanah Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Om Shanti 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 Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Oh. Blessed Sri Arvindji, the author Sri Partho, Anirbanji, and distinguished Bharatiyas, namaste to all of you. I'll take the liberty to present the traditional view because I know I will not be branded as a fundamentalist, at least in this place. The Dharma is so profound, and because of this 800 years almost of foreign rule, where it was not an aggression on the land, but aggression on the culture and dharma both. Lot of narratives were floated in the name of dharma. And unfortunately, as they say, we have bought it also. Even after independence, no efforts were made to clarify that. Maybe out of ignorance or political compulsion, whatever the reason may be. But the time has come when we have to put the things straight in order. One of the most popular confusion about our karma yoga, act without expecting result. So-called Nishkam Karma Yoga, Bhagavan has never said so. And I said it would be foolish to say so also. It is exactly like saying, if I am with someone for a few hours in a group of people, having an interaction, each one of them is asking me a question. One person is not asking me anything. I asked him, hey, why haven't you asked me any question? The reply was, Swamiji, I am dumb from the birth. मैं जन्म से गूंगा हूं, वो स्वयं बोल रहा है. It is called vadato vyagataha. If a teacher tells you, act without expecting the result, he expects that you should act. Understand the self-contradiction? No teacher can tell that you should act without expecting the result. And Krishna was Jagat Guru, not leader of some youth party of a youth wing, like we have one. He knew what the truth is. You cannot do anything without expecting result. When you came here, you did expect the Swami to come. and Swami to talk some sense. And while I am talking, I also expect you to understand. Otherwise, I would have talked to wall, which some people talk. That's not the point. Pravajanam anuddishya mandopi na pravartate. Even a dumb, foolish fellow has some expectation. Even without expectation, you can't even sleep. At least that expectation is there that tomorrow I will get up at the same place. Suppose I have one chamcha and I keep staring at you, and you are wondering why Swami is looking at me, and that fellow comes to you and tells you, Swami is a great Jyotish. He can read astral faces. Obviously, there is a curiosity. What is there, Swamiji? You are looking at me constantly. No, nothing. No, please tell me something. Nothing. No, please tell me. And I tell, it's not worth telling, something serious. You have to tell me. And suppose I say, with the chamcha's background, that there is every possibility that tomorrow you may not wake up if you sleep tonight. Do you think that fellow will sleep? Even if he feels sleepy, she will not let him sleep. You can't. Similarly, we have never looked at what our dharma is. What in his end remark, Anirban said, we don't look at the original of dharma. Partly it's a narrative, and partly because language issues. In a culture or a society, when there is no wisdom or a concept, there are no synonym words for some other cultures, knowledge, wisdom, or concepts. Like even, we have so many dialects and languages. We don't have a synonym for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi. We don't have a synonym for internet. You can't say Antarjal. You can't make it. It is internet. Similarly, there is no synonym for dharma in English. Please note, we are stuck with the word Hindu as a synonym of Sanatana, but Sanatan is not Hindu. But we accept it, now it is there with us. So also, dharma is not religion. There are two meanings of dharma, and if I put it in nutshell, what is Sanatana Dharma? It is so painful to read and know. Our Supreme Court also makes judgment on dharma. I hope judges had studied something about it. They say there is a most prevalent belief that Hindu dharma is a way of life. Have you heard this? Yes or no? Please tell me. Yes. No. Sanatan Dharma or Hindu Dharma is vision of truth. To gain this vision, what is the vision? I'll talk a little later. To gain this vision of the truth, Hindu culture or Sanatan Dharma has a vision of life. Vision of life is subservient to vision of truth, and that vision of life, to own up that vision of life, there is a way of life. It's subservient. By simply having a way of life, without the vision of life and without the vision of truth, nobody becomes Hindu. What is the vision of life? Popularly called as Chaturvid Purushartha. Iha ched avedit atha satyamasti na ched iha vedit mahati vinashti. Human birth is meant to discover one's own nature, is meant to discover the truth. And our Sanatana Dharma presents the truth in a one model. That is, I, the individual, the experiencer. In the Shastric language, it is called Jiva. What I experience, the world outside, called as Jagat. And obviously, neither of them has created this creation. The creator, called Ishvara. In other words, the Satya or the truth of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara is revealed by Sanatana Dharma, and that is you. And that is his Vedanta. It is not something else, not somewhere going hereafter. You will have some better things over there than what you have here. No, that so-called moksha is right now and here only. Even going and coming is also meant to discover this fact. And this is a fact. We are not faith-based religion. When I go to this international conference, they always address leaders from various faiths. No. Since it's a fact, we are teaching tradition. And since it is a fact, every teacher can communicate to every student. And that's what Partho has quoted. And a very famous the incident in the life of Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when he asked, have you seen God? And he says, not only I have seen, but I can make you see also. A teacher can create another teacher. A mystic cannot create another mystic. We are blessed. That is a gift. This is a Punya Bhumi. That we have inherited this vision and this teaching tradition which is there from the time immemorial. Even Rama had a teacher and he was born in this tradition. Krishna also had a teacher and he was born in this tradition. And before them, you look at the Valmiki Ramayana, so many kings have gone by. As Bhagavan says in the 4th chapter, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan hamavyam ityadi. Sanatana Dharma is a teaching tradition, and vision of life is you discover the truth that is you. If I put it in a simple words, what we call moksha, please understand. We use the words and we gloss over them without understanding the exact meaning. The moksha word comes from the root much, means to be free. Moksha is not salvation. Moksha is freedom. Freedom from what? There is a freedom only when you are bound. As they say, in 60s, there was Goraksha Andolan. In those days, Rishikesh sadhus also joined. And there was a call to go out and procession, Go Hatya Ban Karo, Gai Ko Rashtriya Prani declare Karo. They all started. Obviously, government had imposed that Indian Penal Code 144, not more than assembly of 5 can be there. So all these sadhus were arrested. Look at the culture. There was no jail in Rishikesh those days. Now it is there. And so they were transported to Dehradun jail. They were put in the jail. Next day, another group. वो हत्या बहन करो गाय को माता करो सब. Again they were arrested, put into jail, taken to Dehradun. Third day, new batch. Again taken over. By the time Dehradun jail was overcrowded. Fourth day, new group. So government decided release the fellows who had come for the first day. Those who were arrested when the first day, they were released. And these fellows were put in the jail. After a week or so, they observed the same group keeps coming to jail. I asked for an expectation. One who wants to marry also wants to be, and I decided not to marry, not to become dukhi, to be happy. Even suicide is for happiness. Who commits suicide? The fellow who thinks I am the most unhappy fellow. He thinks there is no solution to my problems, hoping for some happiness. Release from dukkha. Even divorce is for what? Happiness. People who take divorce, they come to us, Swamiji, छूट गए, शांति हो गई. आत्मनस्तु कामाय सर्वविदं प्रियं भवति. Yajnavalkya tells to his wife Maitreyi, Nava patyuh kamaya patih priyo bhavati, nava vittasya kamaya vittam bhavati. Every moment of your existence is to be happy. That means I want freedom from dukkha. How much happiness? Total. Total means purna sukham at all places, at all times, and under all circumstances. Here and there, in young age or youth or old age, every time. And Sanatan, that is why it is called Sanatan. This is a human problem. Ravana also had the same problem. Only nimitta changes. What makes you unhappy today? Maybe youngster may say, I don't have iPhone 14. I may not have this model of car. Ravana had everything. What he didn't have? In fact, you cannot imagine he had. Power he had, pleasure he had, name and fame he had, but I miss Sita. Just itna. There was one advertisement about Pepsi Cola when it was just introduced. Ye dil mange more. He is always a human problem. Kitna bhi paisa ho, kitna bhi pleasure ho. And the moksha is that total happiness is you. Don't look for that happiness in America, like modern people. Don't look for that happiness in heaven or hell. Even having gone to heaven also, fellow will be unhappy, because when the God is sitting on the dais, somebody will be in the front row and somebody will in the back row. Issues will be there. That is the vision, and that is why it is Sanatana. And that is why it is applicable, useful to anybody even today. Why we study Gita today? Because it is the essence of it. It doesn't address a topical problem of Arjuna. It addresses a fundamental problem because he asked for a solution. That is a human being fundamental problem that I always find myself unhappy, dissatisfied with myself, discontent with myself. That is the Sanatana vision. The fundamental issue is this, and therefore the way of life is called Dharma. Please understand, Dharma doesn't mean belief. किसी ग्रंथ विशेष में आस्था रखना, किसी भगवान विशेष में आस्था रखना, किसी गुरु विशेष से मंत्र विशेष लेना, वो धर्म नहीं है. ट्रेडिशनल मीनिंग ऑफ धर्म, शरीर माध्यम खलु धर्म साधन. This body is meant for dharma. This country was called Dharma Kshetra. Even the word Arya Vrata, Arya is not a caste. Arya is Dharma. The one who is committed to Dharma is called Arya. Bhagavan says to Arjuna in the second chapter, Anarya Justam Aswaryam Kirtikaram Arjuna. Even Yudhishthira tells this in Mahabharata, I am an Arya. Anyway, the narrative has created, and it is still going on in the schools. Education that Aryans came from outside. The traditional meaning is Arya means the one who is committed to Dharma. And what is Dharma? Vision of life, what is it is? Listen this carefully. And I think we Hindus should know this. Dharma means kartavya. What is my duty is Dharma. Two types of Dharma are talked about. The Dharma primarily also means the Swarupa, the truth. Yamaraja uses this word in Kathopanishad, Nahi suviknayo anuresha dharma. Dharma, the life should be dharmika. That means I should be a person who is committed to my kartavya. This is the vision of life, and that is why Rama is Pujya. The Ram Rajya doesn't mean Rama being the king. Ram Rajya means establishing the symbol in the parliament. We always pray, Raja Dharmiko Vijayi Bhavatu. Even marriage is for dharma. Nowadays, youngsters look for compatibility, professional compatibility. Doctor will look for a doctorani. IT fellow will look for IT fellow. Architect will look for architect. That's not dharma. The word is sahadharmacharini and sahadharmachari. The suffix chari in Sanskrit means committed to the life. We have word brahmachari, committed to Brahman. We have another word, karmachari, committed to karma, except government employees. You have to make an exception to that. Similarly, dharmachari. Our marriage is meant for dharma, not astha vishesh. He is not England queen, उसके प्रति आस्था नहीं है. आज भी लोग बोलते हैं, हमें कभी कभी अकेले पुरुष आते होते हैं, कभी पत्नी को लेके आएंगे तो बोलेंगे स्वामी जी मैं मेरी धर्म पत्नी को लेके आया. कोई ये नहीं कहता है प्रोफेशनल पत्नी, शॉपिंग पत्नी, प्रोफेशन में साथ है शॉपिंग, वैसा नहीं है, धर्म के लिए. और पूरी शादी की विधि आप देख लीजिए, एक शब्द राइट का नहीं है. होल थिंग इज डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ ड्यूटी. Dharma means truth, and to gain the truth, I live a life of dharma, means I commit myself to my duty. You open any text, Ramayana and Mahabharata, by the way, in a traditional view, they are history, not mythology. And when I was leading this Ram Setu movement, I had have enough documentary proof from 16th century and 15th century where Rama's existence was there. Even that Karunanidhi who said, was Rama an engineer? He had written a preface to Ram Setu book. And in London Library, I got a map of Hindustan where it is mentioned that Neil and Jamban were the architect of the bridge which Rama built. And I don't need pramana from London. We never wanted paper proof. Our father told that is a proof. That is our culture. Even in villages, I have come across, way back in when we established our ashram, my teacher established in USA 45 years ago, and we needed a priest. So obviously from south the priests were taken and then forms were filled up. The American embassy asked for, where is a marriage certificate? In villages only handprints are there. छाप लगाते. वो प्रिंस बोला ये चुन्नू मुन्नू है प्रूफ, और कुछ नहीं है. So many seniors who go to US because children are there and finally they apply for citizenship. I have known they want a birthday proof. They don't even birth certificate. We trusted our parents. Ramayana and Mahabharata is itihasa for us. Whether you open any Purana, you open any this any grantha of Hindu Dharma, Smriti Grantha, there are chapters and chapters talking about, you know what, Brahmana Dharma, Kshatriya Dharma, Vaishya Dharma, Shudra Dharma, Grahastha Dharma, Brahmachari Dharma. Our Bajpayee ji also used the word Raj Dharma. There are two types of dharma talked about. One Vishesha Dharma and another is Samanya Dharma. Universal Dharma. Vishesha Dharma is according to your position in a society. You are a son and a daughter and a father and a mother or grandfather, etc. to some people. Then what is expected out of you as that position is a Vishesha Dharma. Samanya Dharma is universal. That is called Satyam Vada, Himsam Na Kuryat, etc. And for that you don't need a Swami. Nowadays Swamis talk this. You just need a common sense. What I want others to do unto me, I do the same thing to them. I want others to speak truth to me, I speak truth. What I don't want others to do unto me, I don't want anyone to hurt me, I should not also hurt. Simple. This is Dharma. Samanya. It is universal. Even that Adivasi also expected, there was one Mukhya and the fellow had a kill and he said, no, I killed it, and fellow said, I killed it. Dharma, Samanya. So way of life was committed to Dharma, and there was a structure called Varnashrama Vyavastha. It was meant for this moksha. total happiness. And that happiness, listen this carefully, Ananda, Sukham, Purnatvam and Shanti are synonym. When you feel sense of completeness, you are happy. There is a Shanti. You can't say, Swamiji, I am Ashanta, but I am happy. You can't say that. They are synonym. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma, that is you. That is a truth. That is Tattvasi. That is Hindu Dharma. And when we are talking of Bharata being Vishwaguru, if what Anirban said, it is my view, I also take freedom to tell my view. When Vivekananda is our inspirational role model, we need to commit to our kartavya first. My dharma to my parents, matrudevo bhava, pitrudevo bhava, etc. Beginning from there, dharma to neighbors, dharma to society, and the most missing thing is rashtra dharma kartavyata. One can be born as a Hindu, but to be a Hindu, to live as a Hindu, is a one who is committed to dharma, which leads to the discovery of the fact that I am Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa. That is called Tattvamasi Mahavakyam. That is called Hinduism. Whatever they call it. But that is based on Vedic teaching. And that is why we say Purna Madah, Purna Midam, Purnat, Purna Mudit. Hindu Dharma cannot be evolving. How can you improve infinity? I am infinite. How can you improve? Apuryamana Machala Pratishtam Samudra Mapa Pravishanti. That is called Sthita Prajna. And that vision needs to be studied from a competent teacher because it is in the form of the words. Very beautifully, Shankaracharya ji says somewhere, Ekasmad Guroho Shundadam Madhye Kashchit Pratipadyate, Kashchit Na Pratipadyate, Kashchit Apratipadyate, Kashchit Vipratipadyate. When they are listening from one teacher, somebody understands, someone doesn't understand, someone understands little, and someone understands just the opposite of what is taught. There are so many incidents. By the way, this whole Bhagavad Gita was told to Dhritarashtra. We have only video recording. Therefore, the first sentence is Dhritarashtra Uvacha Sanjaya. He didn't understand. Arjuna could say Nasto Moha Surdil Labda because he was ready to gain the knowledge. That preparedness for knowledge is gained by life of Dharma. And our country, every citizen was committed to life of Dharma. That is what Parthoji also has mentioned. He has given how to bring in Sanatana Dharma in our modern concept. Nothing. Let's be committed to our duties. What our Modi ji often says, nation first, duty first. In the name of human freedom, there is a very thin line of demarcation between licentiousness and freedom. Country can be Vishwaguru not simply by enhancing GDP. America also has that GDP. And many countries have had. But what makes us unique is this wisdom by which you can be happy with yourself and by which you can discover the fact Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which Parthoji also has analyzed. I took this liberty out of my pain because so much of confusion prevails about our dharma and our culture, which Parthoji has mentioned in the book. Anirbanji dealt with so many aspects of it, but we have to expose ourselves to our dharma. God is the most abused word. So also Hindu Dharma is most abused. Without referring to, without studying to, everybody has opinion about it. And we Hindus ourselves carry that opinion, which pains me. I hope we get opportunity to have good teacher who knows Shastra, who knows the art of communication. It is very important what to talk and what not to talk. And thereby we may understand and we may own up this rich heritage with which we are blessed. It is something which you just cannot quantify. And in a concluding remark, I would say, world needs this more today. Hindu Dharma is only source, only hope left for the world to be happy and peaceful. Nothing else. Namaste.